Hi everyone, today's lesson is going to be how to render our bark hut, and all we'll need for that is a black pen, a black ink pen, a fine liner. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to render, and we do that by using a multiple of different ideas. This is just hatching and matching the roof line, and this is also hatching. We're doing a little curvy line coming up, and this is cross hatching when we go diagonally. So we're going to render this whole hut using lines and shadowing to create, for instance, the roundness of the log, wood, twine. We're going to render the whole hut using different techniques. Even this is called stippling, where it just stops. Just adding a little bit of interest. And we're going to draw the whole. We're going over all of our pencil lines so that eventually you won't see any. Putting some more rope in there, making this look more like a log. And just by changing direction, we're going to have the ability to have all, make each surface look different. Bark from wood to dark areas. Will do. So we're going to continue on like this. Some cross hatching along here on the bottom of the wood. Thinking all the time where it would be naturally dark. Things overlap, for instance, underneath where each tile is. Line this up again. Make them look more like a log. You see my lines are following the slope of the roof. Using a few loops in the wood to show the rings of the wood, texture of the wood. So we're trying to create with all these different drawings, different textures. Let's particularly make it dark under where the wood would be. It's overlapping, sorry, and creating a shadow. Each one of these sides, quite. Okay. Wood out. Change direction of our line. And we've nearly completed our roof. Finish up with some of these tiles here. We're going to use lots of little cross hatching to show we're looking at the underside of the wood. We'll tie that a little bit on. And we're finished. Roof. So now we're going to render the veranda. Put some more shading in there. Now we're going to make this look like wood. So we're going to think about how the lines go. Direction in here. scribble, but I'm just doing cross strokes to get that hatching. A little bit different to the bark on the roof. Now to really make the window stand out, we're going to do some dense cross hatching. So that first thing I do is I outline the space, so I'm going to do the hatching in. You can see just need this window here inside. And then I'm going to just do this lovely cross. And I'm going to go the opposite way. Post. Single hatching. Cross beams of the wood here. Stipples in. So the closer we make our lines, the more dense the colouring. Do the same sort of thing inside the door here. There we go. And it's still the doorway in this little part, so we'll make sure we outline that as well. That's the coming inside the door here. Lovely post. Some grass. Grass underneath this post. Some hatching again in here. Making it very dark up where the bark changes into the planks for the veranda. Also over here we go a little bit more to make that dark there too. It's okay if it gets a little wonky because the walls back in these days were all hand cut anyway and would have been a little wonky. I'm going to put some hatching from where the veranda would have made it quite dark underneath on the wood. It's not the wood. Now the secret with hatching isn't to make, the secret of hatching is to make each section random and varied. Otherwise it starts to look like, if we make lines all the same and the pattern all the same, it no longer gives us that natural look of shadow. It starts to look like a stripe. And we don't want that effect. I also use the opportunity when I'm rendering of repairing or fixing things that look a little wonky. Got some more rivets in the barrel. Using some curvy lines down here to make it look like the wood's been sawn. Just going over these trees really softly. I don't want them to be as detailed as the house, but just there in the background. We're And defining areas is really important to have, particularly around edges, really well coloured in. Maybe shadow with it. Jewels on the ground. Hatching at the top for the timber beams. If you just attack each section at a time, then it's not an overwhelming task to render the whole house. If I get sick of working on one section, I'll quite often go and work on a different one, and then come back to the old one again. As you can see, I'm kind of moving around my drawing. By moving my hand back, not pressing quite so hard, I can get finer lines as well as the dark lines. This is probably my favourite size to use in permanent markers. It's a 1mm nib. More wood knots in the posts. A little bit of cross hatching on the side there, there's a bit of a shadow. A bit more rendering in there. By going over the edges. I mean, just make it stand out and jump at that a little bit more. I'm going to move over to this section over here now. Door frame. Make our post a little bit more weathered. Squeeze to get it all in. These are logs, so we're going to make those logs all the way down. Just by colouring in this a slight curve, you can see making them look more like horizontal logs. Be careful to colour that edge in, not with them white. Same on the other side. Some lovely remember, it was just supposed to be like sheets of bark just laid over each other. Or another barrel on the inside. And that section again. Try not to lose our barrel and hatching. Some nails in this board. And you might notice I'm sometimes changing, not going over the exact pencil lines, because I'm thinking of perhaps better ways of how I can make it look more like bark rather than just a shape. And that's okay, because at the very end we rub out all the pencil and we're only left with our ink lines. Notice I went back over different shapes, so one, that the ribs on the barrel match, but two, try not to let it look like a stripe of just lines. Put little nail marks in if you like. Add the authenticity of our colonial picture. And darker in here. A bit of shadowing under here where the barrels. Now when you're doing shadowing like this, it's really important to try and keep your lines as horizontal as you can. Don't let them curve on this particular level. I'm going to add some even here. There's some little dirt marks. Maybe a tuft of grass. Grass in here. Let's go up to the chimney. And we're nearly there. Okay, we're nearly finished our particular piece of artwork. Make that look a little bit rough. And we'll come up and we'll finish our chimney. Some bricks. Palings, some woodwork on there. Put those trees in. Branches. The last thing we need to do is we are going to rub out all the pencil line now. So, just get my rubber. You can see one hand holds the paper, the other one just gently rubs out all the pencil mark, previous pencil work, and just leaves us with the overall picture. Now you can see I've rubbed out all the lines. And I'm double checking that I haven't missed anything. I can use this opportunity to go back and fine line and colour in anything, bring out some more details and shadowing, and then we're finished. So don't forget to sign your work and date it.